It's Monday morning, and in the natural, I don't feel like being here today. I've got a doctor's appointment at 3:15 to be checked out for bronchitis. Had a real bad case of bronchitis a few months ago, and so why am I here? Well, I'm here because I'm really compelled to be here. We were working on videos for our ministry. We were doing some other things, and all of a sudden, last Friday, some videos started streaming through to my phone, along with pictures, and a familiar face in those videos of a single parent mom, grandmother, if you will, from our work in Lutembe, and the message was, Papa Phil, she lost her house when we lost our buildings. And there were two major storms in 2 days in a row that destroyed a couple of our buildings. And it was like a sign from God that said we needed to rebuild and reconstruct and do some things differently and do some things better than what we were going to do as far as we took it. But I couldn't shake these pictures. I couldn't shake the picture of this woman's house being destroyed. And I realized, looking at her house, that much of the materials that we had, that we'd taken down from the old buildings, could work for salvaging those materials to rebuild her house. So it's not going to cost that much. It's going to cost $1,000 to $1,500 to rebuild her house. And I know the ministry is called God Loves Kids, but we take a specific interest in orphans and widows. We always have. We've got a training center in Nagaland that has 30 women at a time that are being trained because they've been abused or abandoned by their husbands. They're being trained with small careers that they can do when they leave that place. They're encouraged. They're given spiritual healing. And we'd love to have that kind of program in Lutembe. We don't have that yet, but we have been sending groups of guys out into the community every Friday to check on the widows in our community so that we might bring comfort to them, aid to them, and really win the hearts and minds of our community biblically. And so I feel very strongly that even though there's a great need in God Loves Kids right now for the finances of God Loves Kids, we're putting out an appeal letter. We put out an email. We need funds right now in a big, huge way. And in the midst of that great need, I feel like God is still calling us to be a great blessing. And so I've approved the repair of this woman's house using our salvage materials, and then whatever else. It's going to probably take a week or two, so I got to pay my crews for a week or two, and I've got to probably buy her a new door and some other things. So it's going to cost at least $1,500 to $2,000 to do this. But I think it's going to be an extremely well spent $1,500 to $2,000. And we're going to sow it as a seed based on the fact that our ministry has a need right now. And so we're not just asking you to do what we never do. You know, I feel like this is a seed that we can sow right now that will gain us a harvest for the future. And right now, in order for God Loves Kids to grow to its full potential, we need to double or triple our annual income. And we're going to be pushing to do that. We're praying to do that. And I believe that this is a seed sown so that that miracle can take place in our ministry. Won't you help us today? We need help in the next 48 hours. We need this money to come in so that we're not lacking. Just help us today with this wonderful project of rebuilding this widow's home right there in our community. The same storm that destroyed our buildings destroyed her home. There seems to be a connection there. She's connected with our school, and we need to say God loves you in a very real and special way. And you can give by calling our office, 972-771-8886 at any time, 972 771-8886. You can text God Loves Kids, all one word, to 77977. That's 77977 to hook yourself up on PushPay to give. Or you can go on our website, godloveskids.org or godloveskids.com. Either one, it'll track you through. Give where needed most, and that'll take care of it. Make a note for the widow if you want. But really, any additional funds we receive in the next 48 hours, we're going to apply to this project. I believe it's a God thing. I believe it's a God thing, and I already believe that God is speaking to the hearts of his people, that there are those of you that need to whip out your wallet, give us $5, $10, $20, $25,000, $50,000. I don't care what it is, but you're supposed to give, and you know you're supposed to give. Time to get out that check, time to get out that cell phone, and help us do what God's called us to do.